now we're pacing up and down. We're anxious. We're like, what do we do? And he knows we're inside. Fuck. He says to me, Shamiso, I have a question. I said, what? Where did you sleep last night? So I'm thinking, yeah, man. The way he asked me, you could tell he was like, I don't buy it. You weren't there last night. How much intel you got, nigga?
My stack to yours is a margin of gap.
So I'm assuming you loved me. I told you guys that if you love me, let me know, and if you didn't, let me go. So you're back. So you love me. So I'm back. I'm sorry that I made you guys wait so long. I was just dealing with some things, love, you know. No, but for real, I just was going through some stuff, and then I lost my grandpa, and I just had to take some time out. Haven't really been active on anything really, but I'm back and I'm doing a story time. Okay, so this is a story. It's not my story, but I was dragged into it somehow. So my friend gave me permission to use it. It's just because it was just like, at the time, it was just like, I just couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. So cool. I'm gonna give my friend the name Maya Chama. That's my boyfriend's crush. Anyway, I'm gonna give her the name Maya. Clean, sharp. So this was about 2 years ago when Lindsay and I still lived together in Parktown, right? So cool. Maya's in a relationship. That guy. I've never seen a guy pull such stunts. Ngari, like, he was a hun, as in the thinking. Like, I couldn't believe it. I actually had to clap for him, and I had to say, like, I'm going to take notes from you, King. Like, in terms of how to catch someone out, you're the one. So cool. It was around the time of Maya's birthday. Like, her birthday had just passed, you know? There's this guy who'd been, like, hitting her up in the DMs, like, consistently. She kind of knew him from wherever, but, like, not like that, you know? On when was it? I think it was a Sunday. He was like going out, and he said to her, like, no, I saw it was your birthday recently, like, come celebrate, you know. So obviously she shouldn't have gone. She had a man, and she knows this guy had desire, but she went, and they celebrated, they drank, they enjoyed, whatever. Like, it was a bunch of them, and then I think afterwards they all went to a house to drink some more, and then, but it was like a Han's house, but she was with one of the guys that this guy's this guy was friends with. So she went and she slept there. It was like her and like 3 other Huns at this house, right? So this house, keep in mind, was in Fourways, I think, or Pine Soaks, same thing. And she stayed in Brom. Lindsay and I still lived together at the time, so it was around the time that our lease was like coming to an end, you know. So Lindsay had just decided that day she was going to slowly start moving like most of her clothes like back to her mom's house, while we like decided where we wanted to move to next. Anyway, I'm just trying to give you context. So that day Lindsay was like in the process of doing all those things. Cool. So we're chilling. It's a nice, chilled, calm, peaceful, wholesome, proper, typical Monday, you know. We're relaxing and all of that stuff. I'm cooling, I'm on ice. Lindsay's doing her thing in her bedroom, and Maya starts calling me like incessantly, you know. So I hadn't answered the first couple of calls. I think I wasn't by my phone, or it was on silent, or whatever the case may be. I hadn't answered. Sharp. Eventually I get to my phone, I answer. She says to me, dude, so let's call her boyfriend Stormzy. Dude, if Stormzy calls you, do not answer. And then she hangs up, you know. And then she said, if Stormzy calls you or Lindsay, like, don't answer, you know. So obviously I relay the message to Lindsay, but like, we're confused, like, why? I'm texting her, like, what's going on? Phone is on one tick, she's not answering. Obviously she's on flight mode because she's trying to evade the cops. You understand? So we're like obviously still confused in everything. Like she predicted, 5 minutes later, Stormzy starts blowing up our phones, like calling incessantly. Now we're not answering because we don't know what's going on. We've been told not to answer. So we're just sitting there like wondering, like, what's up, girl? So cool. Eventually Maya calls and she's like, Stormzy's been asking me like a lot of questions. Like, we were chatting casually, and then he started asking me like where I am. And keep in mind, she's still in Fourways. So she's like, and he started asking me where I am. And at first I thought it was like a normal, boyfriend, girlfriend, just where you at, But then he started asking for live location and. So we're like, oh my God. Okay, so now keep in mind, she's in Fourways. He knows she stays in Brom. So there's no live location that's even it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So we're like, why is he asking that though? She's like, I don't know, but he just keeps saying that like he's on the way to my place. So we're like, so why is he calling us? And then she's like, I said that I'm not at my place, I'm at y'all's place. So now we're like, oh my God. Keep in mind, this person has dropped her off there before when she's coming to sleep over or picked her up, whatever the case may be. Like, he knows where Lindsay and I live, and now she has said that she's with us, and now she's gone quiet. So obviously he's trying to call us to say, where's my honey? Where's my doll? Like, where is she? Where's my shawty? Like, where is she? So cool, we're like, okay, so what's the plan? So she's like, I'm getting an Uber now. I'm going to Uber to you guys so that when I get there, I can make up an excuse and send the location, but you guys must just not answer his calls. So we're sitting there, we're like, okay, like, you're in trouble, girl, but all right, we got you. We're not going to answer. Keep it moving. So, while Lindsay and I are thinking we're being wholesome queens, keeping it moving, having our friends back, the phone calls have kind of stopped now, so we're thinking, okay, maybe they sorted it out. So Lindsay's playing music from the sound bar in the apartment. The apartment was in like a hallway. It wasn't just like apartment blocks where you come in and there's like doors. It was like you walk down a hallway and you pass each apartment and it's like indoors, So Lindsay's room was, the window to Lindsay's room was like by the hallway. If you walk through the hallway, you could peep through Lindsay's window. She could peep out. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. That was the setup. So cool. Like I said, like now I'm in my room. Lindsay's in her room. She's playing music from the speaker in the lounge, So apparently there was a knock at the door. We didn't hear it, obviously, because of the music. So now Lindsay's phone rings and the music goes off, obviously, because her phone is ringing. So she checks her phone and she sees it's Stormzy calling. So she's like, oh shit, but then it's like, whatever, she doesn't panic yet. Just hear a male voice come through the window say,
Lindsay, I know you in there because your music just switched off. I know you're in there.
And keep in mind, you can't do that. So he's just there, Lindsay, I know you're in there. So Lindsay ducks and she grabs her phone and she like runs to my room, but she's low, She opens my door and she says, dude, Stormzy's outside. So I say, no, like, no. So yeah, she comes to me and she's like, dude, Stormzy's at my window right now and he knows we're inside, because obviously music was playing. Maybe if we were quiet and we're just walking around, maybe the packed out on the floor, we could have just went, you know what I mean? But now music is playing and then it stops, so he knows that it's my call that's interrupting the music. So we're pacing up and down. We're anxious. We're like, what do? We can't even call Umaya and say, yay, because he's gonna hear us, he's right there. So Lindsay texts Maya and she says, whatever your plan is, abort mission, leave that thing because your time is up, So we're in my room, but my door's open, so it's like my room, passage, Lindsay's room, the window, he's there. Okay, let's say the guy that Maya went for drinks with, his name is Hedy. So now Stormzy's at the window and he says, open up, guys. But he says he thinks Maya's here. Angithi, she said she's here. So he says, open up, Maya, it's Hedy. The minute we hear that name,
fuck.
Like, fuck. The jig is up. The jig is up. Have you ever had so much anxiety and you're not even in the situation? Like, just because she said she was at our place, he didn't care. So when he said, Maya, open up, it's Hedy. We're like, how does he know that she was chilling with these people last night, So Lindsay takes her again. She says, hey, I'm whispering because that's how we even had to text. Like, we weren't breathing. Like, when he said that, I remember we both were just like, So cool. It's chai now. Like, it's late. We don't know what to do. We're pacing up and down and everything. So Lanzi, shame, God bless her soul, she panicked on the spot. She shouts out the window and she says, Stormzy, like, please don't do this. My mother's here, because I need to see she's getting ready to pack and leave. And I think Maya had mentioned that on the phone. She's like, no, I'm just, I'm at Shamiso and Lanzi's because I'm helping them pack. So Lanzi was like, dude, please don't come with weird vibes and snacks things that don't involve us. Like, my mom's here. So we're thinking, okay, because Lanzi said my mom's inside, he's going to leave. He said,
okay, sharp. I'll just wait for her outside, but like, I'm not leaving until I see Maya.
Keep in mind, I'm not going anywhere. Lanzi's actually going home and actually packing everything. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, we just said that Lanzi's mom is inside. When Lanzi's mom comes to fetch her, when Lanzi walks out, he's going to expect to see her mom walking out with her. And now she's going to walk out gunman, and she can't then tell her mom, like, wait, because it's like, for what? And for how long? This nigga made it clear, like, I'm not shifting until I see my honey. Like, no. So now we're just sitting there like, yo, couldn't even walk to the fridge to get some alcohol to kind of ease the anxiety of the situation. Why? Because the kitchen is right by the pathway where this nigga is waiting patiently for Maya. Hi, now it's lit. So we waiting, we chilling. Maya's texting us. She's saying that she came up with some excuse, like she quickly had to go. She went back to her place and then she ended up like smoking a blunt and getting like too high and got greenies and ended up throwing up and then passing some elaborate excuse, So she's like, that's what I said, but she's like, I'm on my way. So I'm thinking, why does this have to happen here? Like at my place, like, can't you tell him like, okay, I'm back at Rez now, come see me, you know what I mean? Like, go there. So cool, we waiting. Lanzi then says to me, dude, my mom is here. I'm like, please don't leave me alone with this situation and this mess that's about to happen, Lanzi's like, so now she's also nervous because she's like, I have to walk out that door. And I'm not with the mamzo. Like, I'm going downstairs to meet my mom. And I'm busy here lying, saying, Stormzy, please. So Lanzi walks out. She's got her suitcase. She's just walking. Suitcase, So I'm just there like, I'll pray for you, my sister. Like, good luck facing this situation. I just hear him say,
hey, Lanzi, where's your mom? Lanzi, so you lied.
And she's just walking further and further because it was a long hallway. So keep in mind, she had to walk away from this person for a while and just try keep it together, because at this point we're falling apart. Like, there's a lie involved. Now Lanzi also lied unnecessarily. Obviously she was just trying to get him to leave, but he said, no, I'm not shifting. Maya gets there, gets to where I'm at. She pulls up, she comes up, So I hear a knock at the door and I'm still thinking, why here?
Why?
Like, why does this conversation have to happen in my place? So I think she was just nervous to just be one-on-one with him, So cool, she walks in. Keep in mind, she's trying to pretend that she's high still. Like, she's just not okay from the greenies and everything she got. So she's walking in like, oh, friend, I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. Like, Stormzy, what's going on? Why are we here? And I'm just looking at her like, when you're trying not to laugh, but you're also like, why of all things did you say that? So cool. He comes in. I'm just like, hey, sorry, I don't know what to say. I was just like, does anyone want water, juice, something? I go to the kitchen, pour it up. I can hear they're taking out lounge chairs. They're sitting at the dining table now. So I come back into the lounge and I pour a drink, So I look at Maya and she gives me this look of like, please don't leave me. Because I wanted to go to my room. I wanted to lock the door. I wanted to put earphones in. I wanted to die. There's things I wanted to do. And dying was definitely at the top of my list, like number one. Now I sit down. So I sit down and I kind of look down like at my hands. Like, I'm just like, because I don't know who to look at. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what is going to be said next. So he says, what happened to you today, babe? She goes, no, I just spoke with like some friends of mine quickly. I just wanted to go home, fetch this and this because I was going to come back and sleep over here. And I had a blunt and I ended up feeling really sick, whatever. So he goes, oh, sorry, babe. Like, that sucks, girl. So he says, so where did you say you were at last night? You know? So she says, I went to Orbit, that place that used to be open. I think it was in Maboneng, or was it in Brown? Or was it the Orbit? I don't know. But she says she went there with like a group of like friends, you know? So he says, oh, so you didn't go to this place. Let's call this place Shameless Bar. So he says, oh, so you didn't go to Shameless Bar. So she says, no, what the fuck would I be doing there? So he says to me, where did she tell you she went last night? I said, no, she went to Orbit, you know. I didn't even, like, I was just like, what do you expect me to say? So cool. I was like, no, she went to Orbit, like, you know. So we're sitting there and then he goes, oh, so you sure, for sure, babe, you didn't go to Shameless Bar? So she's like, no, like, definitely not. So now this is where I kind of felt bad. She had sent me a picture that she had taken the previous day just to show me, like, this is how I look. Hope I look good, you know? So then I said, oh my God, I love this picture. Post it. And she said, is it really, friend? Like, is it nice enough to post? I said, yes. Do it. Go for it. Post it. You have to post it. I insist you post it. She posts it. So then he takes out his phone and he says, but this picture... And then he goes to Google, searches Shameless Bar. And this picture, isn't this the same light behind you? So now that's when I'm starting to think, oh, no. It's only going to go downhill from here. The jig is up. He's actually clocked you like he's a honey now. Like if he's investigating your punk ass, it's over. But obviously I feel bad because I told her to post that picture. And that's the one thing that really gave her away. So then he says, no, isn't this at Shameless Bar? Are you sure? Like, so she says, you know how many places in Brahm and Maboneng look like that? So he says, okay, show me. She says, yeah, I can take you even now. So I said, yay! You can't though. You can't take it because it's not true. So I'm just looking at it and I'm like, friend, like, I don't think you're in your right mind. I even said to him, like, I don't think she feels too well. Like, do you have to fight with her right now? I said,
Yes, we're gonna have this conversation.
so then he says, where did you sleep last night? So I'm thinking, yeah, man. What's wrong? Like, how much intel you got, nigga? You know? He says, where did you sleep last night? She goes, no, I slept at Rez. And then he's like, how? But you said that you slept here at Shamiso's, like you came here afterwards. So now I'm thinking, why didn't you clue me up on this? And why would you say you slept here if I didn't go out with you, you know? So I'm giving her this look of like, then she goes, oh, no, I did sleep here. Sorry, I'm confused. I mean, I went to rest today, you know? So he says, oh, okay, so if you slept here, where are the clothes you wore last night? You know, that fur thing you were wearing in your snap, that nice black top, where are they? Like...
Show me, because they should be at Shamiso's place, right? Because you slept here, right? And you only went to rest for a couple hours, right?
So, where are your clothes? Where's your necklace? So she was like, no, I borrowed the jersey from Lanzi, like because she was wearing like a fur thing and it like stood out, you know? So she's like, no, I borrowed the fur thing from Lanzi. So she took it when she packed, you know, I gave it back to her. So I'm thinking the fact that he's even saying, show me the apao from last night. And obviously her clothes are at her place because when she was coming from 4 ways in the morning, she had to go to her place to change into today's clothes. He's like, oh, okay, shut up, babe. I see. No, it's just that I heard that you were at Shameless Bar with this and this person, you know? So she goes, no, like, why would I do that? She's just lying through her teeth. So I'm still minding my business. I'm sitting there like a constipated child. Like, I'm just sitting there like, I need to get the fuck ASAP.
I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
So he says, okay, so why did Lanzi lie? So she says, what are you talking about? It's like, no, Lanzi lied and said that her mom was here and everything. Why did Lanzi lie? Shamiso, why did Lanzi lie? You were with her. Why did she lie? I'm like, I don't know. That's up to Lanzi. Ask Lanzi why she lied. I don't know why she lied. I didn't tell her to lie. Like, the situation is banailing me to my core. So, cool. Like I said, I'm still sitting there trying to mind my business and everything. She's there getting defensive. No, how can you say that? How can you accuse me of that? I told you where I went. Then he says to me, he just sits forward a bit. Calm. He even came with a 6-pack of Coronas just to say, I'm relaxed. Like, he was sitting outside, apparently, with a 6-pack of Coronas. Like, when Lanzi walked out, he was sitting in our hallway, sitting, Corona, calm. He said, like, I'm here to chill. Next step was a Bryce stand. he's there, he's sipping his Corona. You know, like I said, he's calm. So he sits forward and he says to me,
Shamiso, I have a question.
I said, what?
He says, does your friend think I'm a Bari?
The way he asked me, you could tell he was like, I don't buy it. I said, of course not. Why would you think that? She loves you. What's going on, baby? He then says, okay, shut up, babe. He hugs her goodbye and everything. So he leaves and she's like feeling like, okay, obviously she knows her man. She assists him and she's like, I don't think it's all that bad. Like I stand a chance here at at beating this case. Homeboy leaves. Her and I chill. So now we're just dying and I'm just telling her like what had happened before, how he popped up, what Lanzi had said and everything. She's obviously shook, but like we're chilling now. Like we're cooling, just, you know, anticipating that eventually he'll come around. No, ma'am. We're sitting. I get out a drink for the girls, you know. We needed it. It was needed. Keep in mind, I was having a nice normal Monday. So I did not appreciate this at all. So I'm also just telling her shit now to say that there's so many things that aren't adding up with you. It just doesn't make sense, you know? Cool, she gets a message. She says, you fucking liar. She says, what? Now, keep in mind, this guy already asked about the clothes. He already like looked at the picture and then Googled the picture of the actual place where she was at and said, that red light in the back, you were there. So like at this stage, it's like he can't shock us anymore. His fitting skills are like at the top now. He says, you fucking liar. She says, what are you talking about? Are you fucking serious? Like, what the fuck is going on, baby? And he says, I just came from Orbit. Showed them a picture of you. They said you weren't there last night. I went to Shameless Bar. Showed them a picture of you. But yeah. Yes. We saw her and she was here with Hedy. They even name dropped those people. I don't know if he bribed them or whatever, but the waiters were like, oh no, we saw her and she was even with a regular here, Hedy. That's what I said to her. Like the jig has been up, but it is even more up now. There's absolutely nothing you can do. You have to apologize, you know? She still ran with the no. Lies. How can they keep track of everyone who was there? She even got a friend of hers who actually happened to be at the Orbit the previous nights. She saw his WhatsApp story and she's like, send me that snap. And then she sent him the snap. She's like, I just didn't post these, but like I took these last night at Orbit. So I think he was confused for a minute. He was like, maybe you're telling the truth, baby. But anyway, they ended up getting back together briefly after that. So I guess all the stress that we went through and him being the #1 FBI agent in the world was for nothing. But that is just a story that we always look back at because we were just like, we can't believe that he went to those lengths. And we just can't believe it. I've never had so much secondhand anxiety in my life. Anxiety from something that doesn't involve me, anxiety for someone else. Even to this day, Lanzi says that that's one of the worst things she's ever experienced, just hearing that music pause and hearing, hey, Lanzi, I know you in there, girl. Open up. So that story, I'll never forget it. We always troll Maya about it because now she's not even with the guy and it's like, you know when you go through things and it's like, for what? That was my first story time. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you loved it, let me know. If you didn't, let me go. And I'll definitely be seeing you guys way sooner than y'all think. Love you. Bye.